Folks, we are going to be going hard and hopefully getting hard in this video. Why is that? Well, we have a insane banner going on. Not for this particular reason. I get flashbanged with that every time I open it. But we have a special ancient summoning happening with the Lord of Chaotix, Valderon, as well as the unnameable Ymrit live currently. So two of the best heroes from this summoning pool in most people's opinion. Of course, Ymrit being the combination hero with a Nora. So if you already have a Nora, she's going to get massively powered up if you manage to get this guy. And then on top of that, we have the special invocation and the special divine summoning where we have a 20x chance of getting Talin as well as Lyra. So if you're interested in either of those heroes, I certainly am. I'm going for Talin. And then we also get Philippa here as well, which is currently the only epic hero inside the entire game that I do not own. So I'm definitely excited to potentially pull her as well. We're going to be going straight in, though, with the 102 of these ancient shards, and then we're going to be going in with basically everything we have. So whatever diamonds we're able to get from selling whatever we pull so far, we're going to spend straight into the blue ones here, and then we're also going to pull the 6 divine summonings that I have there too. So that being said, before we get started, drop a comment down below if you think I'm going to get Talin or Valderon, and then also specifically how many legendaries you think will be pulled in this video. I'd be curious to hear everyone's thoughts. Now, of course, we don't have 2x summoning or anything like that, so we are very much just depending on some decent rates here for the legendaries. One of the things that's nice about the ancient summonings, obviously, is we're guaranteed at least a rare or better hero, so we can sell them for a lot of diamonds at the end of the day, which is pretty cool. We're just getting epics here so far. Aveline, nothing too crazy. I am honestly hoping to see a lot of rares coming from this, obviously, if I'm not getting a legendary, because that means more diamonds that I can sell and go ahead and put into the rare crystals there and hopefully have a better chance of getting Talin. It's looking a little bit weird. We have maybe a legendary coming in. We do have a legendary coming in. What's it going to be? It's straight out legendary right away. It is Jira. I can't say I'm not a little bit disappointed with that. I was hoping for something a little bit better. That being said, though, she is a watcher who has some pretty decent reviews, so she could very easily fit into my... or sorry, she's not a watcher, she's an arbiter, right? So she could very easily fit into my arbiter team, which I think would be pretty cool. I think she has dual faction membership, though. Yeah, arbiter and northerner. So I think she'll probably fit in pretty well, because I do have a Praetus, obviously. So having, you know, another hero that I can pair with the Praetus is always a win, in my opinion. I don't remember if the yellow on the sword means that we're... It apparently doesn't. The yellow on the sword does not mean that we're getting a legendary, which is a shame. We have 52 more to go. There's certainly a chance that we get another legendary here. Fingers are crossed, at least. I've talked about this before, but I definitely like when games like this give you some sort of an indication of what rarity of hero or champion you're getting. So, for example, if you've ever played Raid Shadow Legends, when you pull them, it's like each individual one has its own animation, and you don't necessarily know, like, say, for example, if you're doing a 10 pull, you don't know what you're getting until it actually pops out, whereas I like this. I like that I know that there's going to be a maximum of an epic in here, right, which is quite nice. And then obviously when you see it go yellow, you know that there's a bit more hype surrounding it too, which is pretty cool. So we have only 10 more, I think 12 more, so let's go ahead and pull here. We'll definitely be a little bit disappointed if we... Okay, there we go. We went legendary again. I thought it was coming. There it is. Let's see, what do we get? Straight out again, another legendary. We're getting a cutscene, so I think that means this is going to be a new hero. I'm not familiar with who this is so far. I have not seen this cutscene before, I don't think. It's looking chaotic / demonic, so I'm hoping it's Valderon. Fingers crossed. Oh no, it's Lubu, I think. Yeah. Okay. I have him already. I just I forgot about the cutscene. Apparently, that a little bit of a letdown. Once again, not gonna lie. Decent rates though, pulling 2 legendaries from that many shards. He is a decent hero as well. Don't get me wrong. So having him. To be... Okay, so we got a bunch of heroes in storage there. Having him be an A1, an Awakened 1, is not the worst thing in the world, right? But I don't really use him currently, so it is definitely still a little bit disappointing. And then, yeah, we just get a couple more rares to finish off. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the hero storage. We're going to go to sell. We're going to sell basically all the heroes. I mean, I have so much food at this point that I don't really care anyways. So we're going to get 900 extra diamonds from that. We have a bunch of summon rewards here that we can pull. We're going to bulk select everybody over. And then we're also going to go ahead and sell these as well. So perfect. We get 1,400 more diamonds already. So that's going to put us up to like 200, almost 300 pulls on these alone, which is pretty crazy. So let's go ahead. Let's start doing 10 pops here and see if we can get Talin. I certainly wouldn't be disappointed with Lyra either. She seems like a very good hero, but I'm really wanting Talin because if I recall correctly from her kit, she has a buff Dispel, which is going to be very useful for my Guild Boss 2. Specifically the lesser difficult version, because I have Kagiri for APOC 2, so APOC 1 I guess. And in my APOC 1 team, she'd be replacing Lucius, who is a very good hero, don't get me wrong, and he's like the only other Dispel hero in the game, apart from Kagiri. But the problem with him is that he needs to be able to pop his ult, and he has this nifty little feature where oftentimes he goes into like his, chase stance or whatever, where you can't actually pop his ult, so it's very inconsistent from my playtesting at least. I don't know if, somebody else has a secret or something like that, secret sauce that I might have missed, but the animation for these is definitely significantly less interesting than the ancient shards, that's for sure, and I suppose that's probably intentional, but we are getting at least an epic here. It's been a little bit, I think, since I pulled a legendary, but I'm definitely not too close to the pity. If we do pull Talin or Lyra, we're definitely still going to keep pulling on this banner, though, because I would want the other one as well. I don't have either of those heroes, and I think Talin has the potential to be a very kind of like power creepy hero, because she's doing good damage from all the tests I've seen, and then obviously having somebody that can be like a marksman but also a blocker at the same time is pretty ridiculous. So being able to put like the Ichor Chalice and whatnot on her is very, very strong, because that's giving so much heals when she's in like the melee form, which is pretty cool. We do get Philippa. That's awesome. So Philippa has joined the roster. Now I have, once again, I have every epic inside the game, so I will certainly be okay with that. I'm just going to skip the summons where it's nothing but rares, because there's certainly nothing too exciting to be said for that. Some more rare tax there. Sounds a little bit different. Does that mean we're getting something cooler? It means we're getting another epic. Obviously, Philippa is on a 20x along with the other two heroes on this banner. We're getting a legendary this time. It looks different. Let's see what we're getting. Come on. Give us something good. Give us something good. And it's straight out the gate again. Okay. And we get... Is this Boreas? If it's Boreas. Come on. Come on. That's disappointing. I already have Boreas. He's not awakened, though, so... I suppose an A1 Boreas is not the end of the world at the end of the day, but definitely disappointing considering that we had two other heroes on a 20x, and I didn't pull either of them. That's a bit of a shame, certainly, but we're going to keep pulling through our gems here now. Essentially just getting through this as quick as we can. Like I say, if it's just rares, I'm just going to skip it. It's nothing too crazy. We're obviously going to max out the summoning events too, so from that we should have some additional diamonds that we can use, as well as some potentially extra summons too. I think there'll be like a legendary summoning crystal that we get from the event, which would be pretty cool. It'll be absolutely brutal if we don't pull another legendary here besides Boreas. Boreas is unfortunately one of those... He's one of those heroes that was so good for a period of time, and then they kind of just like nerfed him into oblivion. Like, he's still decent, but the problem is they nerfed him so strongly that he can't really be like a competent counter to, for example, like an Ingrid team or something like that in the arenas, or a Valderon team for that matter. Whereas if he was left alone, essentially, he would have been broken for the time, but once those came out, it would have been, you know, a little bit more fair. Essentially, but I mean, that's by design, right? We have like an ancient exclusive hero that's like super hard to get versus somebody that's available in the regular pool. I mean, come on, one of those is going to be a lot stronger than the other, right? Just logically speaking. I did notice we got our Philippa there, so we can get her A1 at least. I have obviously enough, you know, soul stones and whatnot to get her A5 without even pulling a duplicate anyways, but you know, the duplicates will allow me to save some resources, which is kind of a win-win. We're getting nothing but rares here, unfortunately. Rares and uncommons. But it is what it is, I suppose. Something I've noticed today, though, that's very odd is it's always been the top left slot that I've pulled the legendaries on, and it's not been very good pulls, to be honest, but maybe it's just a coincidence, who knows. We only have 889 more gems to go. This is brutal so far. This is brutal. Lots of epics coming in, though, so I can't be too ashamed of those rates, certainly. We got some extra summoning crystals as well that we'll go ahead and pop here. Like I say, we're going all in. We're getting another legendary. Here we go. Come on, give me one of the ones that's like on the 20x. And I swear to God, if this is in the top left again, okay, we're good. So maybe some better luck this time, maybe. Lucius, I want your replacement. I don't want you. Come on, man. I don't have any additional storage available. Let's go ahead and take care of that real quick. Boom. Bunch of stuff to sell. 2,300 extra as well. And we haven't even gotten all of the heroes over there, so let's go ahead and keep doing that here. So many to select, my goodness. Alright, there we go. We can go back. We can sell a bunch more as well. That is just such an ultimate slap in the face, literally talking in the video about how I want to be able to replace Lucius, and then we get Lucius instead of the hero that I want to replace him. That is insane. Yeah, so we'll go ahead. We'll keep summoning here. We got like a few more diamonds and whatnot to play with. Let's go ahead. We got like 40 more pulls on the Ancients. I obviously don't think we're going to really get anything, especially current rates considered, which is a bit of a shame. We do have an epic coming in, though, so, you know, I can't be too upsetty spaghetti, I suppose. And then we still have like the 6 legendary crystals to open as well. So we have some decent chances here. We get Aatrox ×2, which I have him built already and awakened and all that sort of good stuff. So he's not going to be incredibly useful. Just more rare tax coming in here. It is certainly a bit tough pulling on these banners. In case you're curious, I am a 100% free-to-play account as well, so these resources have been stockpiled for quite some time. And we're getting a legendary. Okay, here we go. Come on. Give me someone that's on the 20x. Come on. This will be like our 5th legendary. Here we go. Top left, pull again. We get Pharisee. All right, like... there's not that many legendary heroes in the pool, people. Why are we getting just non-stop duplicates of stuff I already have? That is insane. My Pharisee is like A3, I think, so we'll be taking him to like A4 with that. Yeah, A4. Is it a useful awakening at least? Or age regen auto +1? Not really, in all honesty, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and take a look at our spiritual altar. So yeah, as you may expect, we have maxed it out, and we have 2 additional legendaries as well as a bunch of extra diamonds there to play with. We have a lucky ticket that we can pop and get some extra diamonds. Very nice. We're doing event sign-in where we have some extra summoning stones as well, so we'll have some extra summons to play with. Let's go ahead and get rid of all of the heroes here that we don't need. And we have roughly 30 more pulls that we can make, so let's go ahead and let's hope for another legendary, and let's hope that this one is on the 2x, or the 20x banner, rather. Again, there's not many... There's not that many heroes in the game that you'd think we'd be pulling this many and not getting the hero, certainly. But that being said, mathematically speaking, I'm sure the chances of us not getting it are far higher than the chances of us actually getting it. So, what do I know? All right. We're down to 374 diamonds. Let's go ahead real quick. Go to the hero selling. Do we get enough? I don't think so. We're just off, right? Diamonds, we have 749. That is a bit of a shame, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to pop these 8 legendary summoning stones now, see if we can get something good. It's been not too long, I don't think, since I pulled a legendary. Let's go ahead and take a look at the summoning record. Yeah, it was literally the stone right before this that I pulled a legendary, so it's very possible that we do not get a legendary from these, which is pretty crazy to think about, in all honesty. But we'll go ahead and just keep pulling here. I wonder if at some point they'll add like a 10x option for these. I have never had enough to actually know if 10x is even an option, but I don't think it is. We'll go ahead and we'll do the whole share thing here as well, just so that we can get the extra diamonds there. Maybe save ourselves up another summon, which would be pretty cool. Looking like we're just paying the epic tax here, unfortunately. At least we can't say that the epics are not on rate up, though, because that's like so many epics from the rate up event that we pulled so far. And I did get some new heroes out of this too, so certainly not too bummed out about that at the end of the day. And I think this might be our second last one. We're getting I. We're getting a lot of I. I think I have her A5 though, so I'm not too concerned about that. Unfortunately, we get an epic to finish it off here, which is another Aatrox. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at the tournament here as well. It's very possible that we will have some extra diamonds, which it does not appear that we do, unfortunately. So I'm just going to double check and make sure there's no other way we can get some extra diamonds here and see if we can pull, because I would need, how many is it for 10? I need 81 more diamonds, which I don't think is going to be possible. The Awakening Shrine, I could get an additional Ancient Summoning Stone, which I think I'll do. Or Ancient Summoning Crystal, I should say. I can't purchase any diamonds from there, though, unfortunately. But we'll go ahead and we'll pull that as well. Boom. Let's hope for maybe another legendary here. That would be pretty cool. Unfortunately, it's just a rare. Good old Nero. So that is it. That is the entire summoning event over for my particular account. And that was a little disappointing. Let's go ahead and take a look here. So in terms of awakenings, we got an awakening for Boreas, who has a better chance of triggering his talent, which is cool, I guess. Worst case scenario, you think about it this way, we're getting a 5-star chicken essentially. So increases pursuit's damage by 25%. That's not bad for Mr. Lucius. Again, the problem with him is that I can't consistently activate his ultimate, so it doesn't really matter, right? Like, if I need him to remove the buffs and he can't even be activated. So, we got an awakening there for Pharisee as well, which is good because I use him weekly inside my APOC 2 team. And then we did get Jira, and then we have, obviously, the duplicate Lubu, who, like I said, my Lubu isn't even built. So, increases basic attack by 1 tile. That is pretty cool. That is pretty useful. Probably going to make him significantly better in all honesty. So there we go. Boom. And then Jira is actually a hero that I have wanted for some time because her kit looks pretty decent. And I do see her used in the arena quite a bit as well. So especially with like a Praetus or something like that, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. But that being said, thank you guys all so much for staying to the end. As always, thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you next time.